Well, hey there folks, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome to my bee yard here in southeast Louisiana. Alright, so what are we doing today folks? Well, this is part 2 to the last video we did where we set up our splits. Now, we only did 4 hives, and what we did was go through and put excluders in, make sure the queen was in the bottom, whether we shook her or whether we found her and put her in the bottom. Put an excluder on, put the brood back on top. We're going to let all the bees go up to warm that brood and take care of it. Now today we're going to snatch those off, put them on pallets, and go ahead and put some queen cells in that we picked up today. Didn't do as many, like I said. We're going to be splitting again in a couple weeks because the hives weren't built up quite as strong as I'd like them. But seeing that we have queen cells and plenty of brood in there, they should be fine. The issue we have is if the queen cell doesn't take, by the time it doesn't take, the eggs will be too old, they won't make their own. So I'm going to have to monitor them in a week and see. If they know the queen cell is dead from the word go, they'll go ahead and make some emergency cells. But we need to see how they react and what they do, and then we can always put them back together. It's not a problem. I'm not trying to increase my numbers. I'm simply trying to get what I have built up for the nectar flow so that when the main flow hits in May, we're making honey. We make the quota that I need to sell each year, to put in this house here that we sell each year, and that's it. Matter of fact, I usually combine on back down and let the small ones just figure out for themselves as we get in towards the fall, so that I can always remain somewhere below, between 20 and 30. I don't like to have more than 30 because it's so much of a job. As the splits and the swarms and all go, we'll end up with more than 30, but remember, I'm a hobby guy and that's what I want. So if something fails, it's not a big deal for me to put them back together, because either way I still took away the urge to swarm, and that's what we're doing with the splits. I split not to grow my apiary huge, I split to prevent the swarms and give myself a better honey flow. Now in the past I've done walkaway splits, and with walkaway splits it's hit or miss depending on the flow and if I feed, as to whether that hive that makes the new queen will make honey that year. The old queen, she'll usually make honey for me, and that hive will. But this year we're going to try something a little different, get a little ahead of the game, because with swarming in a weird year we had last year, I missed my goal by about 10 gallons, and I ended up pulling about 15 empty supers off of hives because they had swarmed. They weren't going to make honey. 15 supers. So instead of having like 38 or 40 supers, I only had 24, 25 supers, and that put me right at the edge of what I sell. The pandemic kind of slowed things down, so we didn't end up selling as much, so it kind of worked out. It did work out. But this year what I'm going to do is load queen cells in. Again, as I said in the first video, my goal is to graft my own and make my own queen cells and load them in and save myself a couple weeks on the splits. That way I've got both the split sides producing honey. But this year I didn't want to bank on that. I'm still going to try and graft and learn it and toy with it so I know it. But we went and bought cells. So what we're going to do today is, I split the hives yesterday, basically made sure the queen was in the bottom. We either shook her or found her and put her there, put an excluder on, put the brood back on top. I was concerned with the first hive and making sure where the brood went, cat brood with the no queen hive, eggs and larvae with the queen itself, eggs and larvae in the other one, but more brood in one and the other. And by the second hive I said, you know what, I'm just splitting them even. Both got brood, maybe move a little bit here and there. Put the excluder in, boom, done. I'm going to move those unqueened, queenless sides to my property here, right, 100 yards away, because I want my drone population to mate with these queens. Drones, people discount drones, but I read a few years ago in an article, drones make up such a big percentage of the genetics that you're getting. And so while the queens are going to fly a good ways away and all, our drones are still in this area, plus all the swarms that have happened around here within the half-mile area. So probably majority of bees that have come from mine or I've caught and we've re-swarmed and whatever. So I'm getting my yard's genetics with these drones, and drones genetics are super important. Just taking out all the drones and stuff, we don't want to do that. So I want them here. My preference is to move some hives away from here because I got a place I need to put some that I've committed to, but And I was going to put them there, but then I was like, I don't know whose drones are there. And it's a long way away. So I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and let them mate here. Plus, they're close if the queen cells don't take. And we'll be able to at least get my genetics, keep them in the yard. Then I'll make the moves. But for right now, we're basically got some help coming. Dirk, who was in a video of last year, this is his second year beekeeping. No, it's his third year now. Yeah, I think it's his third year going in. Yeah. And he's going to come over because he's getting 2 of the cells, and I'm going to trade off. I'm going to have him help me yank these boxes, and he can have the cells for free. How about that? Also, I got Alex. Y'all remember him from the cutout video. He's going to try and make it over. And we're going to snatch these 4 hives off, put them on these pallets, and we don't have to look for the queen. She's in the bottom. Get the equipment set up, get them placed, put the cells in them, good to go. That's the plan, guys, today. So it's part 2 of that. So we're going to get busy. Not going to do a ton of narrating, maybe on the first hive, and then just show you what I'm doing on the last. Pretty cut and dry, pretty simple. It shouldn't be an issue. And off we go. All right, folks, so we're out here on the bee yard, and all we're going to do is move the tops off of these hives. As you can see, the bees are really flying right now. So that's the hive right there, and we're going to move it. All right. All right, so take your hive tool. Got it? All right. Come on. Oh, I don't want to take no chances with that exclusion. Go ahead. Yep. Alright, we're just going to place them on some bottom boards that are ready to go. Well, Dirk is. This is his payment. This is how he's paying me for his queens that I got this morning for him. Hopefully the cells are good. Grab a lid, Alex. So Alex is helping too. Yeah, one of the lids over there. The gray lid. There you go. I'm gonna look in here real quick. Let's look at the bees we got. So that split looks pretty good. We know our queen is down in there. Let's make sure she's not on the excluder, which she shouldn't be. Put the lid on, and then find that plug that fell out. Okay, there you go. All right, throw that plug in there. And that's it. We'll monitor them in a week and see how the queen's doing. So we're not really concerned about everybody that's coming in and out because the field bees are all going to come back here anyway. As you can see, the field bees that flew out of here are already returning to this hive. So while we had a ton in the other hive, this hive is going to build up fast. So what we'll do is monitor this, and it's going to get a second deep pretty quick, and it'll probably be all foundation and a bucket of feed. So there we go. And there's the old weak hive. It's weak every year. Builds up enough to make me honey and then gets weak again. Don't ask me. Off we go. All right, got them all loaded up. Now we're going to take them over there. It's good to have help, huh? this is facing that way. Anywhere on the pallet's fine. Going over there. All right, we're gonna make Alex work now. Duck. Why are we putting them so far apart and on separate pallets and not next to each other? We don't want the queen to get confused coming back from mating flight. So we put them on separate pallets and away from each other. That's why we're doing, Alex and I and Dirk are doing it like this. Very good, we're done. There we go. All right, next door. And then just face it my way, Dirk. There you go. Which one do you want to go to? That pallet or that pallet? Well, why don't you go to that one?
The last one?
No, that one right there. No, not the last one.
Oh, mine.
And there you go. And then face it. There you go. Perfect. All right, so here we are. We're going to put these queens in. Queen cells in. This hive is packed. And we'll just take her and put her in between a couple brood frames. We'll take this out. That's a honey frame. Let's do it like so. Let's get her. That's a lot of honey. Let's see. There's a brood frame right here. There not be a queen. I thought I saw a queen. And take one of these little itty bitty queen cells. We're just gonna, we gotta take it, put it below the honey. We're just gonna stick it in the wax like so. Stick it like so. Let's put it a little further. Let's get it out of that honey. Put it right there. Put it in here. Slide it in right there. We're not going to pack it in tight. And we'll get this frame back in. There we go. So we'll let them do what they do. Go to the next one. Take another one of these little frames, little itty bitty cups. Stick this one up and down like so. And then we're going to put it in where it hits the next frame. Locks itself in there. And we're good to go. Don't want to smash the frame together right now. Okay, where's one frame? Alright. We're done there. And that's all we do. Hopefully they take. This one's not packed. But it's no different than having a 5-frame nuke, right? Alright, there's brood and there's brood. Oh, did you get a picture?
I did.
Okay. Oh yeah. Got quite a few bees in there. Don't look as bad as I thought they did. I think they're gonna be just fine. Which one is marked? It's got a number on it? Yeah, so that other one is number 4. Another honey, look at that. I think so. Boy, this is a pretty queen. Look at the brood pattern on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
You see this? See how solid it is, and then the bottom is just filled with eggs yesterday when I looked at it. But see how solid that little bit of patch is? And same with this one. Same way. So we're going to put it between these two. And then the last two are yours, Dirk. I can't see because of the sun. So we'll place it right here.
Take a picture of that.
I see the queen in there. Just like that, they're done. Well, folks, that is all she wrote. It was a quick and easy day, especially easy when everybody was helping me. They were actually doing the work. I was running the camera. Now, it worked out. Dirk, he had wanted a couple cells. He had a couple splits he wanted to make, and so I told him I'd pick him some up. And he had to come over anyway, so just to give him an example of what we're doing, I had explained to him how to do the same thing we did here, and he just came over and helped to get an idea. And he always offers his help out here because it's a learning experience for him. He's in his third year now. Of course, Alex, he's brand new this year, and he's anxious to come anytime. So I told him, hey, if you got time, you feel like coming on over, we're gonna split these hives off. He couldn't come yesterday for the excluder part, but it was he was able to come today, and he drove over real quick and just wanted to see what was going on. Turned out they did the work, but I think they had a good time. We all had a good time, and man, that makes beekeeping relaxing, doesn't it? It wasn't too much work. We got that done. We got the cells in, and we'll see how they go. From here on out, it's going to be a lot of monitoring hives. Got to watch. Tomorrow, I'm going to go run and put some boxes and some foundation on top of my the queen that was left behind, and go ahead and so they can have something to build up into. Nectar is coming in. It really is. We've got a lot of nectar coming in. Some hives are just packing it in. But I know they're bringing it in, so I'm going to put some foundation on, and then we'll go ahead and throw a round of feed to them. As I said in the video yesterday, in the other split video, we don't want them to peak too soon. We just don't want them, because then you end up splitting and you're back to square one with no workforce to go get you honey. So, so if they peak too soon, you lose your honey flow, or your nectar flow. So we just got to watch them. It's going to be a lot of monitoring, because we got more splits to do. Those splits actually weren't too terrible. I left behind some kind of sparse hives, but they got a queen, she's laying eggs, and they got enough to keep the brood warm. So that's all we need for now. So there was one like that, so I won't put a box on that. But the other two were packed in pretty well, so we'll put a second deep on those. We'll wait for the field bees and the other ones to get all back there, and that'll give us a fair assessment of what we've got left in the hive. Going to be a lot of monitoring on the rest of them to see where they're at, make sure we don't allow them to swarm. People are starting to find swarm cells. We found some. Other people are finding swarm cells right now, so we got swarms getting ready to happen. So we got to monitor all that. And basically, that's just flipping the box, looking at the nest, seeing what the amount of bees looks like in there. And then as nectar really starts rolling in, we just got to make sure we're not letting the hive get honey bound. They definitely don't want that to happen. All right, guys, that was it. Beautiful day. It's been wonderful having you guys along. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, your family, anybody that just may enjoy watching bee videos. You guys have a wonderful evening. May the Lord God bless you. See y'all later.